Hi, Chuck Rogers, Wyndhurst Counseling Center. I want to talk to you for just a few minutes about this whole issue of insurance. We get a lot of phone calls from people asking about insurance and counseling, and so I want to try to answer some of those questions for you right now. A lot of the phone calls that come in, people will say, Chuck, does my insurance company cover counseling? The answer is possibly and probably as well. For the most part, if most insurance companies such as an Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield or other major insurance carriers will indeed cover counseling. The person just has to be willing to go ahead and accept the diagnosis, and officially on paper it's a mental illness diagnosis, and that's how the insurance company reimburses for that. Another question that oftentimes comes in is, Chuck, does my insurance cover marriage counseling? The answer, cut and dry, is no. No insurance company will ever cover marriage counseling. However, what they do pay for are individual sessions, and one of the people in that sessions, one of the spouses, has to be willing to take on that mental illness diagnosis, and then the other spouse is more than welcome to sit in that room. Some folks are very comfortable taking on that diagnosis. Some folks want nothing to do with it, actually, so we just try to be really upfront and let people make the best decisions that they can possibly make after they've been informed about that. I know one time I had a gentleman to call in asking me the question, Chuck, does my insurance company cover marriage counseling? And I said no, but what it will do is that it will cover a session for one person who is diagnosed with a mental illness diagnosis. Then the spouse is more than welcome to sit in that room. And he said, now wait a minute, Chuck, we went for marriage counseling across town and we used our insurance there and nobody got diagnosed with a mental illness. And my reply to him was, you might want to call that counseling center, find out who got diagnosed with that mental illness and what that diagnosis was. So insurance always pays for things via a diagnosis. For instance, if I go to my medical practitioner and I tell him, I've got a really sore throat, he doesn't bill Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield for Chuck having a sore throat. He'll write down some number that represents strep throat or some other physical illness, and then his office will get paid based upon that code, that diagnosis. So some folks are very comfortable with it, some folks want nothing to do with it, and so we try to give you information up front about how insurance reimburses for payment for service. So I hope that helps you. If not, please give us a call and somebody at my front desk can help you, or I'll be able to get back in touch with you as well. Chuck Rogers, Wyndhurst Counseling Center, getting you on the road to feeling really good.